Hi there and welcome back to the Der Grenadier YouTube channel for another video. Today we're going to talk about the mannerisms of the Mauser K98k. How are you going to keep this weapon in your hands in both non-combat situations and in combat situations, and how are you going to look like you know what you are doing, and how are you going to look like an actual soldier in World War II, because a lot of people hold the weapon in the wrong way, which looks bad and it's not going to reflect well when people look at your pictures of that event. And it's important to do this right, because these are the very basics. We're not going to talk about cleaning your weapon, we're not going to talk about how to fire it, we're just going to talk about how to keep it in your hands. Alright, first up is going to be non-combat situations. You know there's not going to be an imminent threat from anywhere in your surroundings, so you're just casually holding your weapon. What's the best way to do this? Well, the best way, or the most basic way I should say, is this. Basically the same as when you get the order das Gewehr umhängen in March drill. You swing it around your shoulder and you keep it like this. But because you're not getting any orders at this moment, you can also let the hand go, carry some stuff, do anything you like, have a smoke. You don't have to hold it like when you're doing drill. The way that I like it the most, because this is the very basic way, is how I was holding it in the intro. Keep it by the barrel with your right hand. This is very casual. There's no reason to keep your weapon close, because there are no enemies, there are no people shooting at you. You're just carrying your weapon. This looks good on pictures as well. Another variation of this is pushing it down with your arm. Keep your arm next to your body. Very casual as well. What you could also do is this. Hang it around. If you're having a smoke, this is ideal because you have some place to rest your arms. Or after combat, when you are a little bit tired, your muscles are hurting because you did a lot of things. This is a good way to carry your weapon as well. And the best way to carry your weapon when you are sure that nothing is going to happen, or you are riding a bicycle or a motorcycle, is this. It's very hard to reach your weapon this way. Last weekend I had an event. I thought nothing was going to happen. I was carrying some stuff along the front line, but we were attacked and I was carrying my weapon this way. I fell to the ground. I wanted to take my weapon, but it was really hard to get it off. So if you are sure nothing's going to happen, you can carry it this way, but I would not advise it if you are in a combat or frontline situation, because when you need your weapon, you're not going to be able to get it very easily. So that were the non-combat situations, but what if you are going into battle, or you're going into an area where you know that there are enemies? There are two ways to hold your weapon if you go into enemy territory or dangerous territory, and it's either going to be this. Hold it over the bolt. This is of course what you are taught to do when you go into combat and you are running. You're running with your weapon like this, because this is the balance point. Now the front of the weapon and the back part of the weapon are just as heavy, so it's the easiest way to run. What you can also do, so if you're walking like this into enemy territory, what you could also do if you go into enemy territory is hold it like that, with the hand underneath, put it under your shoulder. This is a little bit more casual, a little bit less active, I should say. What you could, a variation of this as well is that. but this is even more relaxed because you're not going to be able to get it as fast. This is of course faster. The next most important thing to know is that the barrel with the German army should be pointing upwards most of the time. It's not like the American way where you carry it like this. The Germans did not do this. The Germans had the barrel upwards. If you think something's going to happen, you're holding it like this, and you see something, you're going to do this. Or when you peek around the corner, you're going to do this, peeking around the corner with the barrel upwards. So don't carry it like this. Don't try to go around corners like holding your weapon down. Always have the barrel upwards. Also, no trigger discipline. Don't put your finger across the bottom part of your trigger guard. They did not do this. They always were either holding it like that. This is the safest way, or the safe way I should say. Or if you're going to shoot, put your finger on the trigger, but don't do this. Always keep it like that. So barrel upwards, no finger across your guard, just hold it underneath. You are going to be doing this, peeking around corners or trees or looking through the forest. So none of this bullshit, just like that. Another way to keep your weapon, to carry your weapon in combat situations is holding it there and just having it like that. Not already up, you're not seeing anything yet, but you're walking, you know something is about to happen because you know there are enemies in the area. So you're not standing around like, oh, very casual. You're ready to fire, you're ready to spot the enemy. You're holding it like this, a little bit more active. So when you see something, you can put your weapon to your shoulder and fire at the enemy. You can walk towards the enemy like this, or if you don't see them yet but you know they are there, like just underneath of the shoulder, that's a possibility, but don't do this. Maybe very rarely you can see that they had it like pointing downwards a little bit because they were trying to spot something, so the barrel goes down, but don't carry it like that all the way, and especially not with the finger there. It just looks bad in pictures. When other groups see pictures of you and your group, and like half the guys are like standing around like that, they know that you don't know what you are doing. So try to keep that in mind. Also, it would be good to look at pictures, even if they are propaganda pictures in like magazines, and look at the soldiers and how they are holding their weapons, because you can learn a lot from that. Another thing that you might want to know is kneeling down, which is something that you are going to have to do a lot, especially when you are trying to find the enemy in the forest. The Gruppenführer goes, you go down, he kneels. Now you are supposed to kneel as well, because you are too high up, the enemy could spot you. So you're holding a weapon like this, let's say, very reasonable. Now you're going to kneel down. What you're going to do is you're going to kneel down with your right knee. I know you can't see this on camera, but the right knee goes to the ground, and you're going to put the stock of your K98 on the ground beside you, and you can either keep your finger on the trigger because your Gruppenführer saw something, so you know there's going to be or could be action, so you keep your finger on the trigger, or you hold it like that. You put it on the ground beside you, and you're just going to try to spot the enemy as well. So that's going to be my advice for today. Well, I hope that you learned something. I hope that this is a video that did something for the hobby, because this is something that goes wrong a lot of the time. I thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.